sweating like a late night talk show host.
Yeah.
That was the quote of the weekend.
Yeah, that was my favorite. Sometimes a good one-liner comes out, and I was proud of that one.
You should be proud of that one. It's topical nowadays and everything else. But welcome to the Plank Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Wayne Stallenfacher, and today we have the one, the only Gina Powers right here on the couch. So, yeah, here at 8 Side Studios,
Hello.
I should say. Nick, the M&F in Hogginson, is in the other room. He doesn't have a voice tonight, but he does have his fancy sound effects. He's not going to play one right now, so... There. You can't take a cue very well. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but it's been a while.
Oh, geez. Now we're going to get paid for that comment all show.
I was just going to punish us. That's all right. No, but I haven't had a chat with you for years and years and years. And, well, I'm just going to get the elephant out of the room. Because you've been gone for a while, back from Nashville. So in the heart of all of what is happening, at least music-wise, How was that? Just go off on what you know about Nashville.
Well, you know, what a awesome dream come true, really, in so many ways, to be able to go to Nashville and do the whole record deal and hang out with cool people and experience the music scene from that up and close, from the industry side, from an up close personal. Yeah, and getting a chance to play some historic stages. I got to play at Tootsie's, I got to play at Kid Rock's, I got to play at but what was cooler is that not only did I get to play at Tootsie's, but I got to learn really cool things about it because... is
it haunted?
I suppose. I don't know.
Secret 8 Side Studios haunted.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Well,
it likes playing the drums, so...
We should do a whole podcast on just haunted venues we've been in.
I am so game for that, yes.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
I never experienced any haunting things because every time I was at Tootsie's, it was a party going on. It was loud, there was music, and I didn't experience anything in that regard. But, no, actually, I got to hear some really cool stories because Jerry Foster, the gentleman who I worked with down in Nashville, that on the record label that signed me.
Okay.
He had a long history in the Nashville industry, and he would tell the stories of, in the day when Tootsie owned it, and the all of the country performers at the Opry would come out the back of the Ryman, and they would walk down the alley, and there was this back room that they would go in so that they could enjoy a little downtime, have some drinks, socialize, and not be right in with the crowd. And so he told stories of how when it was time to go, Tootsie would come, and she had a pin that she always had in her hat, and she would come down, and if she said it was time to leave and the gentlemen were being a little too growly about it, she would just poke them right with the pin. And that seemed to solve that problem. But just fun lore and stories.
One way crowd control, yes.
being in a place, in a environment where there's just so much so much creativity and so much music is inspiring in so many, and history, so much history. It's so inspiring in so many ways. And so I did that. I enjoyed it. Got to meet some great people who I still call colleagues and friends, and working on music and still producing stuff out of John Willis's studio. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
What are we doing over there?
Oh no, what happened? Boy, nowadays any kind of a loud sound just makes you just go, do I hit the deck, But anyway,
I'm just going to blame that on the little
Nick.
bit of flooding they've had down here.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just go with that.
Well, you're probably going to be my son's favorite podcast because that live moment of me being just scared out of my wits.
Clip it. You got it. Yep.
Exactly. But anyway, I think I was talking about the lore, the history, just the experience of being down there was just so very cool. And the music, I've got some stuff that's going to be coming out, some new stuff, and working with John Willis is what I was talking about.
Excellent.
And,
shout out to John.
yeah. And some great songwriting companions. I've been working with some Jan Buckingham, J4, and Dave Lenahan, Scott Barrier, and these are just great colleagues, and I say their names out loud because they really deserve to be mentioned. They're such amazing talents and creative people, and they've been such mentors and such friends to me.
Excellent.
In my time there in Nashville, and continue to be. So I'm looking forward to opportunities to bring songwriters of that experience to this region to do some songwriting workshops and some other things like that.
Oh, that would be excellent.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really excited. We did one in at a retreat in Gary, South Dakota, where I did a residency last year.
Oh, interesting.
And J4 and Jan Buckingham came
I
up.
have to get back to that.
Yeah, and it was awesome. So we were going to do one here. In the spring. Or maybe it was around Labor Day. It was around Labor Day. But I'm newly back to Fargo, and I'm just getting my feet on the ground, and so it was just a little too much too fast. And so I'm going to take a look at maybe doing that for 2026.
Oh, working on getting workshops going with all that. Yeah. So Steve Stein was in here last week and was talking about the importance of networking. Oh, no. We got Nick, the voice of an angel or whatever deity you want.
Oh, great.
Yep, is now in.
Welcome into the conversation, Nick.
Exactly.
He's more than a sound effect.
Yeah,
I
now
always
he
knew
is.
that he was.
I don't know how I feel about this, but we'll find out. Kidding, Nick. We love you. No, he's talking about the importance of networking, and you always have to stay networking, just meeting more people and learning more things and everything else. It's like this whole music thing is always moving, it's always growing, it's always doing stuff. So yeah,
it really is. Yeah, one of my favorite sound engineers that I've ever worked with for live sound is a gentleman that many of us around here know, Mike Hodovic.
Okay.
And he's incredible. And he has always said every day's a school day. So I had in this industry for sure.
That's a good quote.
And I've always said that too. And Mike definitely gets credit for that one, but it's true.
I don't know Mike.
Oh, you got to get to know Mike.
Okay.
I've never met anybody who really loves sound the way he does. Like, he is so invested. He's running sound out at Shooting Star now, I do believe.
Oh, really?
But every
Okay.
once in a while, when he's got a little down moment, and you can still catch him, he runs sound for GPB, and that is always awesome. Or for me, for my solo stuff too. I know, right? I know. I feel so. It's so fun. Yeah.
Let's try to find this guy.
Yeah, and he's a great hang too. Yeah, a lot of fun. Good, witty, good with the one-liners.
So what started this whole thing about doing like that workshop down South Dakota? Like, how'd that even start? You just have someone that you wanted to talk to, something you always wanted to do?
No. It was
That's the honest thing
just
right
like, yeah, no, it was just an idea that kind of came because I was at a resort and I thought, this is an opportunity to really bring people to a really cool and peaceful place that I really wanted to share because it was so lovely.
Okay.
I was in residence there as the musician, and they had full service, restaurant, bar, and lodging, and then space for learning on a very lovely rural landscape. And so, and with a spa in it, where they had access to, saunas and jacuzzis and things, or not jacuzzis, but saunas and
isolation
and steam room.
and a spa. That's not fair.
Isolation, a spa, and great
Not
food.
fair.
And
That sounds like a decompression chamber. I love it.
right,
Yeah.
and then ended with a concert on Sunday, and that was a blast. And so, so I was like, this would be amazing. I wonder if there'd be any interest amongst my cohorts, my writing friends, and there was for sure. And Jan is such a kick in the pants. She's been writing and successful in this industry for generations. She's been writing she wrote for Air Supply, Whitney Houston, Pam Tillis. I mean,
wow.
She's got stuff under her belt. And J4 is doing a lot of syncing now with a lot of movies and things like that. So he's doing a lot of music and movies and putting out some stuff now as well, just as a solo artist, and that he's doing all of himself, his own producing and recording on a lot of it. So, and I believe he's got a publishing deal as well. So he's doing a lot of writing, and so to be able to have that kind of experience where that's their day-to-day work, that's what they do, is they write, record, and put songs out to artists that want to cut them. And Jan introduced me to that great producer. And it was a surreal moment when I looked on the wall and saw all of the CDs that he was credited, all of the albums that he had worked on with all of the, Leanne Rimes and Alabama and Toby Keith and just all of the names that I grew up with and even
history.
more. And I was just like, wow, what kind of surreal vibe is that? And I just wasn't about the bragging rights of it. It was about, holy crap,
this is real.
I want these people to come home to where I live and show everybody that it's way more accessible than they might think. Do you understand what I mean?
Completely understand. We live in Fargo, so it's always felt like we're on an island out here. And
right.
It's everyone that comes from like Minneapolis or whatever is like, whoa, how'd you figure out your way up to here? And
however
it's probably just a couple hour car ride. You're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of excellent caliber talent up here. Dan Brecky, he was down in Nashville and he made his way and he decided to come home as well. And he's doing great,
Shout out, Dan. We got to get you back on.
We absolutely love Dan
My
Brecky.
beard still sucks compared to yours.
I didn't know it was a contest around the town, but there's a lot of beards in the industry. We should have a charity beard some kind of event.
I did no Shave November
musicians.
for a long time, and oh my gosh, this is as good as it gets, and it's gross. So, Dan, you win again.
If we had a mustache contest, I do believe that Mitch Rittenbach.
Oh, Mitch, yeah.
would win.
That thing's coming out. That's full Burt Reynolds, yeah.
That thing says.
Clyde is the beard wizard of audio.
Of audio, yes. God, but that'd be a really cool idea. Not to sidestep that whole thing, or just like get everyone who's got a great beard and just set them side by side.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys vote and which one you like the best. It wouldn't do this guy.
Yeah.
No.
Kids, you too can do this kind of fun thing for your living if you decide to be part of the music industry.
It's all entertainment. It's all we're doing. Yeah.
Beard contest.
Putting on a show, being a clown sometimes.
Stay in school, all that.
Yeah. So how'd you get involved with the whole Nashville thing in the first place?
Yeah. It was
really, I won't say it came out of nowhere, but it was just like it kind of came out of nowhere.
It did. So I went to Nashville because one of my former students, Andrew Knutson, he had been playing in my band, and he was connected with Aaron Simmons, who from this area. And if you haven't talked to Aaron, you probably want to reach out to him because he's fantastic.
New names for me, so this is why I like doing this.
Yeah, isn't it
I get
fun?
to hear about
There's
people.
so many people in the region. But anyway, Aaron Simmons and Rachel Ionero.
Yeah.
And Andrew were moving to Nashville to do just get their thing going down there. And Andrew had said, hey, first of all, know that he started playing guitar for me once he graduated from college. And it was a short stint, Andrew, because he was moving to Nashville. But it was really fun to have him in the band for that time. But anyway, we had become friends, and he had said, if you're ever in Nashville, let me know. You're welcome to crash on our couch. So I took him up on the offer, and
Couch surfing.
yeah, and it was very cool. It was my Brian Lowry was there, Rachel was there, Aaron was there, Dan Brecky was there. I think maybe even Brooks was, but I might be mistaken. That might have been a different night. Anyway, they Brian Lowry told me how to get into an open mic slot.
Oh, there's a secret handshake? We're getting some of the dirt here, yes.
Yeah, it's not really a secret handshake. It's just that, because they'll tell you how. It's just that there's so many different things to do and so many different avenues that you really could busy yourself just trying to figure it out, right? So having an ambassador in that way was incredible. And I also got to go to a Third and Lindsley show and see an amazing show that as well.
It's like a mentor of sorts, yeah.
Yeah, and so having that team of friends and friendly faces from back home was really lovely.
Networking once again, yep.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork. Nobody as a musician gets anywhere as an island. It's just not possible.
Can only wish.
You know, it's just not possible. And you're fortunate if you find yourself a group of friends, colleagues, and people that you can trust, that have integrity, that are about the music.
Yeah.
You know, and really have a story to tell through music, or whatever their creative art is. So anyway, and that was the case. And so I went there and I performed at an open mic, and they stayed and they supported it, and it was so lovely. And I was able to book from that open mic a round.
Nice.
So I booked a round.
Came with receipts, yeah.
Yeah, and I booked the round. I came back and did the round, and it just so happened. So it was my first songwriting round in Nashville.
Okay.
Just so happened that Jerry Foster was there.
In the audience.
In the audience. He
Yep.
was the featured songwriter that night. And Jerry was Hall of Fame songwriter. And he wrote for all of the greats, you know, coming up. Charlie Pride. Charlie Pride's first #1 hit. I mean, this guy is the history of Nashville, old school, right? So
Yeah.
and gosh, sharp as a tack, really, you know, as a whip. So anyway, so I did my round, didn't think much of it, but I introduced myself. Of course, I was enamored, but you know, by the fact that I was going to get to perform, and I was very nervous, of course, you know, but I sang my 3 original songs, and you can only sing original songs at these songwriting rounds. And so sang my 3 original songs, and then I stayed to watch him be featured.
Okay.
Because I had to see him perform.
Well, yeah.
And so he did, and he blew the room away. He was just great that night, and he got everybody jumped up to their feet when he was done. And I guess, I don't know, I can be kind of like a little kid sometimes. I get just excited, and I ran backstage, and I was like, "Oh my God, Jerry, you killed it!" You know, at that moment, it was just like musician to musician.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, man, you just took us all to school, you know? And yeah, and so we took a picture together, and he said, "I really liked your songs. You have something different. You're different." And I was thankful for that. Just that, I was on cloud 9. And so I was sitting in the airport on my way home, and
Okay.
I get a message from Jerry Foster, and he says, "Do you have a PRO? Do you have any more songs? Where can I find your stuff? I'd like to listen to more things, everything I've heard so far, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to offer you a deal that fast. Let's talk about it." I literally burst into
Interesting.
flames at the counter at the
airport?
Yeah, at the airport
In Nashville.
in Nashville.
You didn't even leave yet.
No, I hadn't
Wow.
even left
How many
yet.
days were you there?
It was like a Thursday to Saturday flight, you know? Literally, it was like a turnaround.
Sometimes things just work, yeah.
Right?
That.
So
That
because
was meant to
of
be.
Brian Lowry and Aaron Simmons and Andrew Knudsen and Rachel Ionero and Dan Brecky's support,
Yeah.
you know, I was encouraged to do what I need to do, and it just put me in a great spot. And so it really was out of nowhere. I'd never been to Nashville. This was like my first experience in Nashville.
I've never stepped into Nashville. I have no idea.
So I didn't, you know, so it was really, wow. It was mind blowing. In fact, my reaction to that was I looked at the guy next to me and I just said, "Oh my God, I think I might be getting a record deal." And I just showed him the message. And I looked, like, I was so in shock that I had to utter it out loud. And he looked at the it's a total stranger, businessman, you know,
Yeah.
sitting there eating his barbecue or whatever on his laptop. And he goes, "Wow, that's really cool. What's your name?" And he looks me up and, like, you know, fans me. And
To have someone to
he's like,
reaffirm it for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, is
pinch
it
me.
really happening? So, yeah, but that didn't happen because just because I was there. That happened because for years I'd been preparing, whether I knew it or not, by honing my craft.
Listen to this, kids.
By working with musicians,
Yep.
by every day being a school day, by just trying to become the best, you know, musician I could be with the skills that I had. And so I have a lot of thanks to give to all of the people and the musicians from this community who helped me get that opportunity to be prepared.
Exactly.
You
That's
know?
the whole thing is
Yeah.
luck favors the prepared every single time.
I
So.
definitely had a lot of gigging hours under my belt when I went there. And I've had people tell me that since I've been back that my singing voice has gotten better, and I appreciate that. I don't know, you know what I mean? You hear yourself and you hear yourself. And I know when I'm singing well and when I'm not singing well. That's pretty much the extent of it.
Yep. You're
But-
always your worst enemy, yeah.
Right. But the songs I'm writing, the colleagues I'm writing with, co-writers, just all of it is just so fun and so exciting. So, but then, there's also a lot of travel, a lot of parking, a lot of hassles, a lot of things like that.
Promote.
You
yeah.
know, and you're doing it, a lot by yourself too, because a record deal gets you recorded, it gets you out there, but it doesn't do all of the rest of the things necessarily, right?
Yep.
So you still have to have that team together, and that's something you have to manage, and it's a lot. And once I got into the industry side of things, the truth of the matter is, it was like, this scene is beyond my bandwidth on a number of levels. Spiritually, physically, emotionally. This is being like the big star dreams that I had,
Yeah.
It's more than people realize.
Oh, they only see the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, they don't see everything that has to come in underneath to make all that come to fruition. So I can
Concessions you have to make.
Yeah.
Things that you have to do that you aren't comfortable with. Positions that you have to or feel obligated to put yourself in that you're not comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And if you're not willing to play that game, you will not be successful in the formal industry. Now, that's why I say, God, I love this modern industry age in the sense that it's been given back to the people. Now, take Spotify out of the equation. I'm not a huge fan of Spotify. I'm just not. I can't. Most of it is because I don't think they pay artists what they deserve, A. And I can't figure out how to break into the Spotify thing to get more than 5 listeners, or I'm being facetious. But I mean, it's just, I've never been able to spend the time to figure out how to crack the code to find my audience on Spotify.
That sounds like a rough place to be, yeah.
And the time it takes to figure that out, if you don't have the money to get that done for you, is not worth it, because they pay you if you even get into the pool, and then your payment is so
Get
small
into
that
the recommended.
to me,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's worth it. So, but from the Nashville thing, it just gave me an opportunity to sing at some different places and do some different things and write with different people and expand my horizons. And then I got to travel this whole winter. I was in Florida, I was in Georgia, I was in Tennessee, playing shows, meeting people.
And it was warm.
And it was warm.
Oh.
I got to see
So
alligators.
surface level, but
I got to see alligators, and that was fun. Live out
Alligators?
in
Oh.
real life. I got to meet up with some old friends, just have a great time, and So I'm gonna be doing that again this winter.
Excellent.
Looking forward to it. I've already got some new friends that have invited me to come to their pontoon on Clear River and do some music jam with them and their music friends, and met some great folks out of Jacksonville, Florida, and they connected me with a gig in St. Simon's Island, and turned me on to another place, a cool artist commune that I have the opportunity, hopefully, to check out this coming winter.
going on another tour, yep.
I mean, why wouldn't you if you could, right?
I would be gone. I'd be on the bus, yep.
So, but it's not a money-making thing. Let me be
Nope.
clear. It's not about the money, really. At this point in my life, it's about... Look, man, I just have learned, and it took me almost 55 years, because I'll be 55, and I don't lie about it, which is another thing. You're not supposed to be honest about your age. And why? I'm going to be 55 years old.
Pure Gen X. I approve. Okay.
October 2nd. Feel free to say happy birthday to me, because...
It's
because I'm a
barely
ham and I
over a
love the
week away.
attention.
Nice. We'll say happy birthday to you right now.
Well, thank you. But, it's like there's just some things that aren't worth it to me anymore. And what I've found is that I just love music. I love music. I love bringing music to people. I love writing about experiences and connecting with people. I love making people laugh. I love touching people's heart and making that connection. I believe, and I know it sounds corny and all of that stuff, but the truth of the matter is it's still the one universal language that connects all human beings is this neat thing we do called music. It's a vibration that, and I'm getting chills just talking about it, but it's this vibration that we can feel that's healing. It's energizing. It can be motivating. It's so many things.
Exactly.
We can talk to each other in ways that we can't talk to each other, through music and sound. And so I just want to do that as long as I can and with as many people who enjoy that and who want to do that too and who want to experience that. And when they throw some money my way in the tip bucket, they ask me to come and play. I just am very thankful. There's an artist that I am always interested in hearing how he's doing and seeing what he's up to because I think he's pretty cool. His views are a little bit different than mine, but that's okay. It's not even about that. It's about the music, But his name is Jeff Canada, and he's doing this cool house concert series. And
Okay.
I think that's what I'm going to gear my winter tour towards. It's just this idea. I'm going to go out and I'm going to give free house concerts. All I ask that people gather 9-10 of their friends, that they give me 90 minutes uninterrupted, that they come a little early so that they can get their visiting and their convening and their reacquainting out of the way, and so that they can be there to really listen to the music. And because I really want to just make connections. Put good stuff in the world, Wade.
Well, that's the whole thing, yeah. You got to put yourself out there first before anyone else is going to put you out there. So that's just definitely how it works. So this whole house thing, is you talking about like little like coffee shops? You're talking about like actual people's homes and just doing like little
homes.
Okay,
yeah,
little house
really
parties,
do.
yeah,
little house parties. I really think that that's just such a lovely way to meet people.
It'll be very intimate.
And I don't think that we've done that in this area. We've had house concerts, and those are very cool.
Yeah.
There's in fact the Celebration of Women and Their Music have sponsored house concert series, and which are awesome in the summer. You can sit in somebody's backyard and listen to music. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, right? Small group, throw $20 in the kitty and have a nice time.
Especially,
It's very cool. But this idea of, I think social media makes us feel like we know each other, but in truth, we really are strangers. And there's so much courage between screen and screen that it's so much. I cannot express enough how much different it is to talk to a person when you're sitting at their dining room table,
face to face. What
in
are
their
we talking
home,
about here?
and where the things that they're proud of are,
Yes.
where the things that they have gathered in their life, that they, the stories that they have to tell about their experience. There's nothing more. You can't find common ground in a better way.
Yeah, you can't be engaged like you are.
So
if you're not face to face, yeah.
So it's like a put your lips where your logo is, Gina. Is it about Gina Powers' music, and is it about the music? And so if that's the case, and it is, and I'm just really fortunate that I have such great musicians here in my band, Russ Pfaff and
shout out to Russ and Mitch out
always,
there. Yeah.
and Mitch Rittenbach. For years we've been together. It's going on 8 years, I think now. So nearly a decade.
They're
of
absolutely
making
fantastic.
Music.
Yeah,
phenomenal guys, great writers. They've tremendous musicians, and we've gone our separate ways in the sense that they've taken on additional projects, but so have I. And so the cool thing is that we're still a band when we want to be.
it's music. It keeps morphing.
It keeps changing and morphing,
exactly.
but we're still a band, and we still have the Gina Powers band, and that's something that's so cool because it feels like home. Nothing.
You guys played last weekend. Where was that at? VF?
We played at the VFW. Yeah,
Okay.
the three of us.
For 2 nights.
2 nights.
How
two
did that
4-hour
go?
shows.
So I finally got to go in there and
9-1.
see what the actual stage looked like again. It's like, oh, okay, this thing's huge. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait,
Yeah.
it's been a while then because they've had that new stage for a hot minute and it's fabulous.
Yeah, I don't get out much.
You're playing too much and doing all
That's
that
pretty
stuff,
much
yeah.
it. Everyone's just like, haven't you seen that yet? It's like, we haven't
Sorry.
played there yet.
If I
so-
haven't played there, I haven't seen it.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it was great. And we played as a trio. We had so much fun because we had a blast. We played tons of our original music. We played some fun requests, from the audience that
Okay.
we weren't planning to play, and
So
we
do
played
you-
them anyway.
So, do you actually know the requests and then take those, or do you sit there and just do the fake it version, like try to stump the band type thing? How do you do that?
So-
I've been in bands that have done it both ways, where just like they'll ask for something and we'll just we'll try and see what happens. Then other times it'll be like, unless we have it on the list or it's been on the list, and we just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, I try. I try and play it. If it's
There you
something that
go.
I've literally never
I think
heard,
that's more fun. Way more fun.
then it's harder. But I will tell you, in Nashville,
Yep.
I have had to go quick learn a song. And by
Get
go
your
quick,
smoke break.
no. By go quick learn a song, I
Yeah.
mean duck down behind the drummer for a second. And
That's
then,
even wow.
and then
That's
listen
hardcore. I
on
love it.
YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever. Get the feel for the arrangement, get a basic sense, and then you roll. What key? Okay, let's go. And you just and hope enough. So hope somebody in the band knows it at least
Enough to get you through the form.
enough that we can get through the form somewhat.
Okay.
So, so no, we did our own arrangement of Brick House last night.
Yeah.
Because
Hear those two on Brick House? Oh, that'd
'cause-
be so good.
they're incredible.
Yeah.
I had no clue where we were, so I just kept going. I was playing the right chords, but I had no idea where we were in
She's
the
a
form.
Brick House, yep.
So we had so much fun with it, and the dancers had so much fun, and the folks that were dancing, and yeah, so they were throwing requests. And one thing that I found works really great is if you give the audience an opportunity to contact you digitally during the show.
There you go. Yep.
It's fabulous, and then they can let you know what they want to hear. So that's been a real fun way to get to know the audience and what they'd like to listen to.
The engagement. There
We
again.
played so much fun stuff last night, though, and we've got some new stuff on our set list that we really enjoy playing. Some of it's new original music.
Good.
That some of it's not out yet. A couple of songs that aren't out yet.
Hearing about it first, right here.
Unless you've been at a live show. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. But we're playing some really cool classic songs that I just think need to be out for this next generation. Carly Simon. Why are we not playing more of her? She's phenomenal. And of course, Carole King.
Yeah.
Of course, Carole King. So,
Yeah.
playing a little bit of that and leading up to that, I'm going to be part of the Raspberry Jam again coming up in October.
That
here
is
at
coming up
TAC.
again. That's
Yes.
really, yeah. I keep
Yes.
thinking that's months away.
Me
That's-
too.
yeah,
And then I look
it's
at my
only a month away.
calendar
Yeah.
and I realize, right? Yeah, I need a little assistant angel that's like, Gina, look at your calendar.
Oh, that
Make
could be
sure to
the AI
prepare.
that's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Segue into that. So I know
Yeah.
we talked about that a little bit before we even got started. Just that. So you got to see all what's going on in Nashville and what's grinding nowadays.
Yeah.
And do you see that kind of, I wouldn't even say not the computers are taking over, but do you see more of that, or is it just the same old thing?
Oh, here they come.
They're getting ominous over there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, okay, so I will say I scooched out of Nashville before that hit hard.
Hard. Okay.
I will say, though, that I was introduced to it there.
Interesting. So
There
what was this introduction?
There are some great AI apps for creators of all kinds,
Okay.
and even regular, creator tools like Canva and other, video editing and
Yeah.
tools have AI components now as part of them. Some better,
Just like
some worse,
life, we
for
ain't
better,
getting out
for
of
worse.
this. Yep.
It's here, and that's just a fact. I mean, it's just not going to go away.
No. It's just going to get better and better and better. So
It is. Now, I know
how
that
do
people...
we deal with it? That's the thing.
That's the thing. But here's what I know. I think it can be used very, very well under certain circumstances. And I think that it's going to have to be up to creators to have integrity, first of all. And to be honest, when they've used AI assistants to create.
Integrity, that's a great word to use for that. So how would you define the integrity they would need in order to be just using AI instead of just like saying, no, I made all this up? And
Well, I think transparency.
okay.
If you've used AI, say it. Say, AI helped me
Just
do this.
admit it.
AI helped me do this,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So
It's a
here's
tool.
an example. Here's how I've used it. And I have used it. I've used it in a few ways.
Okay.
One way I've used it is I feel very strongly that I want to just put good things in the world. And one of the things I've noticed is that we have a hard time being kind to each other. So I thought the teacherly hat, the mother and grandmother in me, jumps on and says, holy smokes. So, I could write a kid's song, put my heart into it, and I could create an animated video and put that on YouTube.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So I could do that for like my grandkids and my friends' kids and hopefully other kids too, Would it be nice if it's Yay! Yay!
Nick.
Would it be nice if it's monetized too? Ooh, extra yay. I could definitely use a yay for that one. Yeah, that would be another great income. That would be another great income stream, But that's not necessarily why I'm doing it. I just think it's a really worthy thing to do. And it's a good way for me to use AI because I'm able to write a song, write the lyrics, put them into an AI production software
Okay.
and platform and say, turn these lyrics into a song that sounds like this, with this tone, with this kind of a voice, kicks it right back at me, gives me a few options. I take the one that I like, or I ask them to generate it again till I find a song I like. And then, out of lyrics that I've created. And then I use an AI video editor. Oh, then I take it into ChatGPT and I say, take this song and make me video prompts for it. And so it tells me what would be some good video prompts and creates a storyboard for me. And I take my storyboard and I use those notes and I put my own flair into it. And then I ask the video editing AI to make me a character that does this in this certain style. And it does that. And then it'll give you a couple of versions. And sometimes it really misses and sometimes it hits right on. And you edit it and you use that. But it only generates at like 7 to 11 seconds at a time, 9 max or
as of
11
right now.
max.
Yep.
Right, as of now. So, but you can adjust camera angle, all kinds of different things. And so you create this video and I put it on, I've got this little YouTube channel called Powers Vocal Studio, and it's little videos of songs that I've written. It's not me singing. I didn't produce it. I used AI, but it says it in the description. It's part of that when I go through and I upload it onto YouTube, I say I've used AI to assist this.
Okay.
And
the transparency. Yep.
and then and up it goes. And one of those videos, no ads or anything, got like 6,000 views, called Helping Hands. That means 6,000 people have heard this really sweet song that says hands aren't for hitting and they're for not for fights. They're for helping and doing things and doing right things and sharing and helping up and
Interesting. I like how you went through the entire explanation of all that, because I've thought of this I have never done it yet because that's one of the gags I want to do on this podcast too. Is like get one of those AI songwriting things and let everyone pick out like a certain parameter and see what it kicks out at the end just for fun.
Yeah.
But haven't quite got there. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. I think we should all consider it another tool in the toolbox. Now, here's a great example. Auto-tune is a thing. Everybody in the industry uses it. It's been an industry standard since the 90s, and the listening public has been trained to hear it that way.
Yeah.
So, and there's really cool things you can do with auto-tune. Cher, I just saw an interview with Cher when she was talking about the song Believe. Will you believe? You know, it goes, what? And I can't do it because I've been singing for hours over the weekend, but and neither could she. And she's like, I can't do it any better. And they used this cool effect, and she's like, yeah, that's how it got it to this cool. Because if you listen, you hear that kind of electronic cool thing up at the top of that when she says believe, and that's, you know, but it's disclosure. It was part of the production process. So some people use digital. Some people, like this studio, is analog as much as possible, analog up to the point where it's processed through the digital format, because that's how you have to do it in order to do what you got to do now.
Right here at 8 Side Studios. Nick, your little speech made it through. Yep.
Well, I think that's really important. Yay! Well, I think it's really important to say, because it's a matter of what do your ears hear? What does your skill want to be? What are you trying to do, and how are you trying to do it? I think using tools are just like a voice. It's part of the voice. It's part of the craft. And you either, for instance, I'm a musician. I don't play a lot of percussion because I'm not great at percussion. I can percuss, although Russ tells me I should not percuss, and I say that just...
Russ, come on.
But you know,
always encourage.
When you have a true percussionist that's as good as Russ, why would you want to percuss, right?
You just wouldn't have to.
You don't have to.
No.
And I just love working the word percuss into a sentence. But anyway, I think it's going to be a tool. And I think the transparency matters. You know, electronic music, there's some really cool electronic music. And if you have the good fortune to go to the Museum of Sound, a Museum of Music, or I think it's called the Museum of Music down in Phoenix area.
Okay.
Oh, do not miss out. There's been there's so many ways people have made music, and over since the beginning of time, you know, since the beginning man has lived, there's been some form of music. So, and there's electronic things that they did way back before you'd think so. They were experimenting with electronic sound and stuff like that, which has led to other things that we do now. But yeah, it's very cool. My point is just to say this: look, pick your path and enjoy it. And if AI tools are part of that path, good for you. Be really good at it, but be clear that AI is the path that you're using to create it.
Yeah,
There's
electronic
nothing wrong
assistant,
with that.
yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll tell you all about the stuff that's happening in October there. Yes. No. No, very
one more
good.
Thing. Can I say one more thing about AI?
Absolutely.
I did have fun enough playing with it that then I turned around and I used it to take one of my old songs, Twisted, and I made an AI video using my image to create a video to that song, because one had never existed prior to that.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. Like, it's obviously AI, right?
But right now, yep.
I don't know if you've seen it, but
I have not. But now I'm curious.
But I think it's pretty. of course I made it, right? So generator bias. But no, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun to throw myself in these cool scenes that I would never be able to be in, because I don't have the money to go to the desert and start a fire in front of me and have it all filmed and a drone rise the camera up. And I am not that. But my AI avatar was able to do some really cool things in that video, which I dug. Yeah. So I think it's a great way for artists to get their old music a new life, to get stuff out there that maybe they've done in the past before video was so accessible, and to use those tools to reintroduce their music to a more visual music consumer. So I know a lot of people are worried about AI.
Yeah, because they're worried about it's going to take over and we're going to be eating the bugs. And we have nothing else to do.
I'm not Pollyanna in that sense. I'm not like, yay, AI is our hero. Not by any means. I'm very well aware that
but I love the ideas that you're putting out, how to utilize it and how it's becoming that tool that everyone's going to have to use at some point.
It's a fact, yeah.
And I'm just really enjoying the idea of, like, instead of it taking over your job per se, it's enhancing the job that you already know. But then, not trying to be a naysayer on there, but then how much more content is going to be put out there? That's going to be the interesting part. Or is this like, just some of us just want to deal with it and other people just don't care?
Yeah, as a creator, it's a challenge because you have a number of different ways you can go. I mean, social media is a fact, and you really do have to connect because that's where people go to see what's going on.
Yep.
I think that matters. I've never
Cable's dead, yeah.
Yeah, and I've never been a big TikToker. I've got a couple of
What? No TikTok?
I've got a TikTok, and sometimes I'll throw stuff up there. I've always had a question about the data issues with TikTok in particular, and
understood.
I always have had this concern that because of the data issues, there would be some, not concern, but just some thought that there could be some legislation around it that could impact the efforts that have been put into the energy that I would have put in.
And my kids always say I do it wrong, so I don't know how to do it right.
Was that a mistake? Could I have really leveraged it and been TikTok famous by now? I don't know. I don't care. But I do focus more on just, I like YouTube, I like Instagram, I like Facebook. That's what I use. I can only do so much. But it is a fact.
Yeah.
And
it is big time.
But so you can go the digital route. You can put your own stuff up. You can make your own videos. You can make your own songs. You can do all of those things. There's so many studios. There's so many great people to work with. There's so many people to connect to help you get your craft, collaborate with. So you can go that route and go right to the audience that way, and study how to make the algorithms work and do all that and put effort into that and make that a full-time, very lucrative living. If you can create and find an audience. And I think most people could find an audience for what they're creating,
There's plenty of people out there.
Plenty of people out there.
Yep.
So this one grandma I saw, she said, remember when you're feeling discouraged that even crackheads figure out how to get their crack every day. Don't be outdone by a crackhead, so it's like, do something every day. I know, right? Way to say it like it is. But or you can do more focused on the live performance route, and kind of getting out there and doing audience in front of an audience, touring, performing in venues, blah blah. I mean, there's just so many.
That's what I like when you were talking about doing the house party thing,
yeah.
The house deals. Then it's intimate again. You're face to face. People know who you are, and then they're actually going to take a little more involvement in what you put out instead of doing like the new TikTok dance along with the whatever video games that you're playing out there.
I'd
Right.
love to see you do a TikTok.
Me do a TikTok dance?
Oh, yeah.
As long as you do it with me, Nick.
Oh, let's get this going.
We'll have to get this going, yeah.
All right. Excellent. That should be part of the new podcast is a TikTok
We start
dance,
off
yeah.
catching the woe or whatever they got going.
But yeah, so there's just, I don't know, there's so many different ways to take your career in this industry. But yeah, TikTok for me is not one of them. I like the meeting, and if you're doing original songwriting, it can be hard to get a venue to hire you because frankly, nobody comes to see somebody that writes original songs generally unless it's a venue specifically known for launching people. You know, like, oh, wow, if they're playing at that club, they're on their way kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so, you know, some venues, they have their weekend crowd. They have their regular folks that come in and they want to hear the songs they want to hear, the songs they play on their jukebox. That's what they're trying to hear at that bar and or at that venue. And so if you want to go that route, there's plenty of opportunities to be a great cover band and to have a blast doing it. But if you, and then, you know, what we did was covers, but then throwing in originals as well to, you know, get them to like us and then say, hey, do you like this song too? And
Oh, exactly.
So,
Well, that's
that's
what you
been a
have to
fun,
do.
yeah, that's been a fun way to do that. And I think Dan Brecky does a lot of that as well. And he does
Yeah.
cool mashups and stuff. He's a true talent that way. But if you want to, if you're really trying to just put out the songs that you write and you're trying to develop a relationship based on that, or you're trying to put out something good and connect with the audience on an intimate level and just do original music to people who really care to hear it,
Yep. First off, yep.
you know, then I think you got to do those smaller, more intimate shows. Yeah.
And just let it build.
Let it build. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. 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 I don't have any aspirations to deal with the kind of pressure somebody like Taylor Swift or somebody deals with. You know what I mean? Like, can you just imagine? You can't do anything. You literally can't do anything.
What were they saying that she could have filled 300 stadiums that wanted to have shows for the next year? 300?
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's like-
Well, you know, Brianna Helping, I think she's doing some Taylor Swift tribute stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, if you want to see Taylor, but she's not on tour, find out where Brianna Helping's playing her next Taylor Swift tour. And you
Shout
can,
out to Brianna.
yeah, and you can get yourself a little, you can get your T Swift on for the night. Have a
The
great time.
Swifties
I
out
guarantee
there.
it.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. That's right. So I'm more the Alanis Morissette style, and I do have an Alanis Morissette tribute show. But
Jagged Little Pills.
a Jagged Little Pill album is, oh my Lord, love it. Played a couple songs from that record last night, of course, and this weekend. Had a fun time doing that. Always have to have an Alanis song in one of my sets.
You do. You
just
do.
Yeah. I like to say an F-bomb
Definitely
on
enjoy
stage if I
playing
can
as
once
well.
in a while. Just cathartic in the right setting. So
That's
You
a
Oughta
great
Know
word,
is a
too.
fun.
Cathartic.
Exactly. And You Ought to Know is a great cathartic song for that. So I've been just talking your ears off. I feel like you're the first adult I've talked to in days, like, you know, when you have little children at home and you've just been stuck home and you get to see it growing up, you're just like, blah, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
that's the best part about having a podcast. You get to hear this stuff, and like you have this whole different perspective of just coming from Nashville and then just seeing all that, and your ideas on AI are, to me, are just refreshing.
Oh,
Because
thanks.
it's
I'm glad
ideas
to
that
hear
I've
that.
thought of, and I felt like, well, this is what you're going to have to do with it, but no one else has expressed them like that, at least just like that. So I'm just like,
Well,
okay, so now it's just the
People
idea
have
of
to hold
looking at
everything
everything.
close to their vest, you know, because they don't want anybody to steal their ideas. So nobody
Well,
wants to share.
you
You
have
can
that,
only
but-
share with your cool kids' friends. But that is not the Gina Powers way. The Gina Powers way is to say the rising tide sails all the ships. And if you
Yes.
want to collaborate as you get into this AI thing, give me a call. Let's do some kind of a fun little sample project and see what we can come up with. It would be a blast.
Oh,
And I'll
exactly.
show you how some of the tools I've been using work and get you rolling down the road.
Yeah, because we're at the dawn of this, where everything's going to be changing just enough where it's not going to say unrecognizable, but
Yeah.
it's like going back and listening to the albums that we used to listen to back in the old Gen X days.
Yeah.
That shared events or whatever are probably going to be not as present or immediate or whatever. I can't think of the right term for it, but it's not going to be that way anymore. And just like, how's this new way going to be consumed? How do we produce it? How do we, I'll not say survive it, but how do we, navigate through all this?
Transition through another new technology.
Exactly.
Just think about it as musicians.
That's a great way of saying it. New technology.
It's as musicians, we are not strangers to new technology. Anytime anybody creates a new instrument, a new pickup, a new type of, skin for a drum head or something, like a new amp, something, it's new technology, and we all have to, there's always a set of people that are gonna grumble because they like what they know and they feel uncomfortable with what's new, or they really just like what they know and they don't like or trust what's coming new. They just don't like the sound, whatever it is. A lot of people feel that way about compression and stuff like that. It's like, it compresses everything and it's just not true sound. There's real people that are real audiophiles and they like that true sound, and they want to hear that record on the turntable from they want to hear Foreigner 4 on a turntable, I want to hear that too, you know what I mean? I love to consume music that way, but it's just another technology that why not get excited about the doors that it will open.
That's why it's fun talking with all of you people, just seeing the different perspectives and how to, utilize this and make it happen. It seems to get more concise or just more clear as we go along here. So, just love using this podcast as one of those venues or places for us to actually convey those ideas together. Because, like I said, we're all in this together. No one's getting out of this one. So, it's going from CD to MP3s, and now here we're going from basically whatever, probably not MP3s, whatever computer digital stuff now, into this new age. Yeah. That's going to have all the media in there. So you're a musician, you're using probably more video stuff. You're a videographer, you're probably going back in using the musician stuff, or
more opportunities for collaboration, certainly.
Exactly.
So cool.
Collaboration, that might be the new thing of having certain people walking in and just being able to point out. Yeah.
I think God makes good of all things. Yeah. And if we focus on the good part, and then you don't have to be the best videographer, the best video editor, because somebody really loves doing that, and then somebody really loves writing lyrics, and somebody really loves producing, and somebody, why? Yeah. That is how record labels used to be back in the day when you could still walk in the door,
Yeah, but now it can be three of your buddies. Yeah. You just walk in, have one computer.
That's right.
Crazy.
My best advice to anybody wanting to do this thing called music is do the thing called music. Don't get caught up in the industry. Don't get caught up in the idea of the grand bubble of fame.
It's been a rough weekend.
Don't be hungry as your stomach growls.
No kidding.
Get really good at your craft. Focus on what's in front of you and enjoy what you're doing. Find friends and people that enjoy it too. Not naysayers, not negative Nellies. Get together with people who love what they're doing, love the idea of creating, and then take it to the people, because there's no reason you can't. Get your Insta, your Snapchat, your YouTube, whatever it is you're doing, and go be you. You were put here for a reason, and everybody has an audience. And all you got to do is be your most authentic self, build your skills, and people will find you if you keep working at it. You can't give up. People will find you if you keep working at it. You know what I mean?
You only lose when you give up. Yep.
And the journey of it, I found, because I had such a hard time keeping track and posting about the journey, which I'm going to go back and do.
That's your story, yeah. But
I couldn't tell my story in the midst of my story happening. Younger people are better at that. That's just a fact, because they're used to quick, dink, 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 dink. Oh my gosh, I've just put up, things, and everybody knows what I did all day, That's not my wheelhouse. So I'm going to have to go back and tell the story. But tell your story, because the journey is really where the journey from, how did you, Gina, how did you get to sing at Bridgestone Arena, the national anthem for Monster Jam? That's an interesting story that started way back in 1975. You know, the first time I got to sing with my friends, you know, at the age of 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Where it
that's my
sparked
philosophical take on, you know, Earth Mother Gina, musician. Let's all get out there and do good things, kids.
That's brilliantly said. I don't know if we can top what you just did right there. So,
Oh, that's kind of you to say. Thank you.
we should start shutting this thing on down. So, where we can find you next, and where can we find you, and all that other fun stuff, and those videos that you were talking about.
Gina Powers Music. You can find me everywhere at Gina Powers Music.
Gina Powers Music.
Yep.
They got the Linktree linked down below.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And
Absolutely.
gotta-
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I want to note that I'm going to be coming up, as I mentioned, Carole King. That's on the 10th of October. Also going to be singing a song with the Dakota Jazz Band. Super excited about that. Singing an Ella Fitzgerald.
Nice.
Woo, out of my wheelhouse. Super fun. Super
And your
exciting.
birthday's coming up.
And my birthday's coming up. So I'm really excited about the McDonald's senior discount for my coffee. I'm really hoping for that. My 21st birthday, I went and bought a beer at 8 o'clock in the morning at the 7-Eleven at the end of my street down in San Diego. This year, it's going to be a coffee for discounted price at a...
Oh, man.
It's time.
Yep.
It's time. There's not much
I'm
to
getting
look forward
close.
to between 21 and 55. I'm ready for my ARP membership. I'm ready to go. Let's get those cheap camping rates, people.
That was beautiful.
But
Well,
I hope
thanks.
people will look me up. And
Yes.
in all seriousness, Gina Powers Music, I'd really love to hear from you. Send me a message. Say hi. Watch the videos. They're there. I'm still on Facebook, you know, old school Facebook style.
Old Boomer Book.
That's right.
Do lots of things on there.
I
so
love that
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Again, thank you for coming on, being
Thanks for having me.
inspirational and all that. You know, killer journey. And you can find us all from the Tiki Tacks up the Instagrams and everything else on Pirate on Cassette or at the Plank Podcast. So remember, if your drummer's got more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. That's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time.
You're so silly.
You have to be a singer, so I can't use you.